the Paralegal Society of Kenya. Ms. Kadoni Njenga, representative of UNDP Kenya, representative of Witness Protection Agency, representative of ICJ Kenya, representative of the Legal Resources Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by welcoming all of you to the Kenya School of Law. We are very happy to have you here today for this particular activity, which is this validation workshop for the Code of Conduct for community paralegals. My remarks will be quite brief because this is really not a day for the school to give long speeches to you, but to get feedback from you as representatives of the very many different community associations, organizations that work in the grassroots on the documents that we have developed. This document has been developed with a very generous assistance of UNDP and the Kenya program, where the school responded to a call for individuals ready to develop a sort of regulatory framework for paralegals. You may be aware that in the country at the moment, the paralegal subsector of the legal sector operates under a very loose framework, and I believe the need was seen for some form of regulation to be developed that can assist in creating some form of expectations about how paralegals should conduct themselves. And in this particular instance, we are talking more about the community paralegals rather than the other paralegals who may be working either in courts or law firms or maybe in corporations and so forth, because both those are or can be considered as paralegals. So these community paralegals who work in the society to handle various community-related issues such as conflicts in land matters, sharing of natural resources including pasture, water, etc., championing the interests of vulnerable people within the communities in which they come from, and related activities. Sometimes do not have any formal legal training, but through their own personal and individual interests have become associated with providing assistance to members of their communities and acting as an interface between the formal legal sector and our citizens. So hence that need to bring them under some form of regulation through a code of conduct. The importance, of course, cannot be gainsaid, because much as sometimes you read in the press that the legal sector is flooded, that there are very many lawyers in the society. If you look at the numbers themselves, though we talk about 23,000 lawyers or so at the moment, in a country of over 50 million people, you'll find that the formal, trained, and admitted advocates are concentrated in towns and cities, and out there in the community where the vast majority of our people live. They may not be able to interact with the advocates. So there is that need for some assistance to be provided to them to when they encounter legal challenges. So it is in that context that we developed this code of conduct over the last few months. We are now approaching the end, at which point it is being presented to you for your input, because this is something that can only succeed and be implemented if the community of paralegals who you are representing here today believe that it represents them, that it talks to the issues that you encounter and which, when adopted, will enhance this particular society. Of course, while doing so, it is very important to make sure that that demarcation between what is formally regulated under the Advocates Act and the services that you provide as community paralegals is still respected, so that we do not have paralegals falling into the trap of being accused of masquerading and holding themselves out as advocates. I believe this is something that we're all very familiar with, and you have your mechanisms for handling this or addressing such issues, and this will be one more tool that you can use. So, thank you to all our partners who are represented up here by these keynote speakers for the support that you have given us. And we hope that after today's session, that we shall be able to swiftly conclude the process and be able to say we have successfully developed and launched a code of conduct for community paralegals. So once again, I wish you all the best in your deliberations, and we look forward to a very robust engagement so that we have full ownership. Thank you very much, and back to MC.
Thank you, Director. Tell me for a minute, what is a code? Anybody who can tell us what is a code? Because we're meant to be looking at a code of conduct, right? So, what do we understand by the word, or the word code? Before we come to code of conduct, who has an idea about what a code is? Okay, yes, you can try. A common standard, yes. There was another hand on this side. Yes? Some sort of rules, all right? And you're both right. So that is what we shall be looking at. In terms of the formal definition would be it's a set of conventions or moral principles governing behavior in a particular sphere. That is the code that we shall be looking at today. Obviously, you have other different definitions of a code, but the one that we're looking at today is a code of conduct. I had looked at a few of the things that have been done around what we're looking at today. So this is the first time that community paralegals are being regulated, or an attempt is being made to regulate community paralegals through a formal enactment. Previously, the regulation was informal. So a lot of work has gone into drafting the code that we shall be looking at today. This is obviously one of the most interrogative and detailed attempts to create a code of this nature. It has involved interrogation of various forms of self-regulation from different countries. I believe the team will be telling us about that, but I am aware that they looked at more than 10 different countries and how they have worked at regulating paralegals. They're trying to make sure that we do not have a conflict between the paralegals as well as all the other justice sector players. So that is the essence of the code today. I will be making a couple of announcements before I move on to the next speaker. One is, I had already announced before, but I will make the announcement formally again, on the location of washroom facilities. If you walk right through this door on my left, the gents' washrooms are the first door on your left in the next building, and then the ladies is the door right after that. And I mentioned that the difference is in the tiles on the floor. The tiles in the gents' washroom are blue, and the ones in the ladies' washroom are pink. And then if the two of them are fully occupied, there is an additional washroom facility on the first floor. When you go right up the stairs, which is directly across from here, you will go to the first floor. On the right is where the ladies' washroom facilities are, on the first floor. That is the end of this building. And the gents are on the extreme end on the other side. So if you find yourself requiring to use one of those facilities, then you're very welcome. The second announcement I will make is that this workshop is being live streamed, and the hashtag to use on Twitter is strengthening parallelism. So you can actually follow us. It is being streamed live on Twitter. So the last announcement I shall be making is that we have a Wi-Fi password, which I believe is, I will provide it, I think, in the next time I come back here. But I believe it's been provided somewhere. I don't seem to have it here. And then finally, we have an attendance register that is going around. This is, it is titled Facilitators Attendance Register. Please register your name, your mobile number, your email address, your organization, inform us about other details, including your gender. And then at the end, you're required to consent to the use of your pictures and images being taken in this workshop and circulated either by KSL or by UNDP. So then at the end, you have to sign. All right, so I now have the password for Wi-Fi. It's Kenya School 1. Kenya, the K is capital. Kenya School, so Kenya School, sorry, not Kenya School 1, but Kenya School. K is capital, all the others are lowercase. Kenya School, all one word, all right?